I am having for breakfast some egg whites mixed with one egg with hot sauce, some fruit, and one of my zucchini muffins. Again, that's in my playlist. And for lunch, I had some sweet and sour chicken, which is in my playlist. It is a light recipe, and I had it with a half of a cup of white rice. And for dinner, we went out for pizza. Hi guys, it is late Sunday, not that late, but it's dark, so I apologize that it's so dark. I'm on the patio, it's nice and cool, but the lighting is, hi Misty, it's very subdued, and I'm just sitting here on in this chair. This is kind of like one of those cocoon chairs. I really like it. I bought it for my husband, but he never sits in it, but I really enjoy it, so whenever I can, I'll come out and sit in here, which is not too often. I'm usually in the house working most of the time. One of the things that I said I would do this year was get more sunshine. And you know, it's funny, I watched this video that talked about how if you don't get enough sunshine, it's very hard to lose weight because it affects you in so many ways, health-wise. And sunshine is something that I really have missed out on a lot over the last year, and I feel it. So I need to make sure that I get it healthfully and not too much, because I've already had skin cancer once. I don't want to have too much unprotected. But you know, 20-30 minutes a day is very important for well-being, so I'm going to really shoot for that at least. Hi, all the dogs are around me now. Okay, so I wanted to bring you up to date on health for this week. First of all, the weigh-in. I did do a weigh-in a couple days ago or so, and when I did, I was really surprised because we went out of town last week, and this past week really, and over the weekend. Kind of over the weekend, started like on Sunday, and we were out for a few days, and we were on the road a lot. And so I thought, oh man, when I get back, who knows what's going to happen. But I got back, and I am down 3 pounds. 3 pounds, that's like a lot. And so I was real happy, you know, I was really happy to see that, but still I don't get it. On the road, now you know, January we changed it from no spend January to frugal January. The reason why we went on a trip was because it was for my husband. It was a business trip, so we had to drive up to Reno, and it took a while. I mean, you talk about driving out in the desert. There's like nothing out there but like bunkers and, you know, deep underground, like artillery storage or something weird is out there. But you saw all kinds of crazy looking, you know, bunkers and stuff out in the middle of nowhere. There's really nothing nothing else out there. Oh, on that note, you know, there was a place where we're out in the middle of nowhere. We're talking the middle of the desert, past Area 51. There's like nothing out there, right? And there was an accident, unfortunately. I mean, somebody's poor car, it was like on fire, so I hope whoever was in it got out okay. That was very scary. But in any case, it stopped the traffic both ways. And so we were there for a little while, and we actually had to leave and go back to the past town that we left, probably about 20 minutes earlier, because, you know, we had to make a bathroom stop. Imagine we have 3 kids. And so then we had to come back again to get to that point, but neither here nor there. So we're waiting in line to, you know, have the highway patrolman start the traffic again, and it took a while. But there's somebody in the car up ahead of us, and his dog he had to walk his dog, right? So he takes his dog out. It's like a big golden doodle or something. He's really cute. He walks his dog out here. Now, mind you, we are in the middle of the desert. There is nothing out here for miles and miles and miles, except cactus, crow poop, you know, wild mule poop. I mean, it's very wild out there. The dog goes poop, right? And I think this is like a study in a social experiment. Maybe because this whole line of cars is just standing there looking at it. The poor guy, he's the owner. He looks around and he looks uncomfortable after the dog poops. And he takes out a bag and he picks up the poop. That's out in the middle of nowhere for like hundreds of miles of desert, and he picked up his poop. And I thought, mister, I really don't think anybody's going to say anything if you decide to leave the poop there, because that is all you're going to smell in your car for the next hundreds of miles. And you don't have to, really. There's so much other animal poop out here. Nobody really cares. Nobody's going to say that. I think we were all just amazed that he picked it up. I know he was kind of torn, like, do I pick it up or do I leave it? Or I guess since everybody's watching me, I'm going to be a responsible owner. But there's responsible owner, and let's just ask ourselves a question. What are we doing? I don't know. I wouldn't have cared if he left it there. I mean, who cares? Anyway, people have left much more weird things out in the desert, trust me, than a little bit of dog poop. Anyway, we went out, and I'll show you. It was snowy on the way up, which the kids absolutely loved because we never get snow where we're from. We're so much more south, right? And so they just wanted to play in it like the whole time we were up there, and they were very, very into it. Now, one of our kids was getting over the flu or something, and then the other one, it was just coming on. So it was kind of a little bit of a hectic, drive for that on that end. And then when we got back, my husband got it. So we were really, it feels like we were just sick already in, around Thanksgiving, and now it's making its way around again. And it's just really odd to be sick again. I'm not sick, but so my youngest and myself have not been stricken yet, so let's hope and pray we don't get it. Okay, so what do I think I did that caused me to lose 3 pounds this week? Since it was frugal January, what we did was for the time that we were out of town, we ate out twice, and that was it. So once was dinner one night, another dinner another night, and it was very, just doable. I mean, like diner food, you know what I mean? But the rest of the time we packed our food. I packed everything, sandwiches, breakfasts, everything, and tried to keep it as natural and fresh as possible, and low carb even, and it just, I don't know, food wasn't the focus on this trip. And so we took our schoolwork up, we went to the library and did some schoolwork and played in the snow and blah, blah, blah. And overlooking we had like this big picture window in our room. And when you looked out of the window, it was really cool because we overlooked like a big train yard, and it looked like a giant picture. It was really cool. I hadn't seen that many trains in one area in a while. I'll show it to you. It was really cool. Eat a lot of junk, I guess, and I don't know, maybe that helped. I worked out once in the time that we were gone. I would have done it again, but we ended up having to come home. So I had the younger two with me, and we all just went into the gym and worked out together while my eldest son was helping my husband, and they were working on some other things, some reports and things like that. So I did some cardio, about a half an hour, and then I did my weights while I was in the gym. I'm just so grateful when we travel, if we have to travel, that most places have a gym that you can kind of like work out in and just get some of the stress, off of your plate. Because the job that we went up for wasn't quite ready, which means we're gonna have to come back again sometime. And that's okay. We're a little prepared for it. I love I have to say I really liked Reno. I really did. And it had like a small town feel, kind of, but you know, my husband and I joke when we say if Las Vegas and Bakersfield had a baby, it would be where we were. It was Sparks, Nevada, which is adjacent to Reno. So their baby would be Sparks, Nevada. It just had this small town feel, but I can't describe it. It's just an odd, but pretty in many parts. It just had a real pretty, you know, part of town. And even, you know, we went downtown, and even their downtown, I would say, has a nicer feel than like Las Vegas does. I don't know, something was different. But so that's where we were. Just been, you know, trying to stay healthy, I guess. I actually didn't keep track of my points. I just kept track of how I was eating. As far as like when I was full, I stopped. I packed up whatever and I said, okay, I can eat it later. Even if I didn't, I'd pack it and put it away. But I stopped because I didn't want that overly full feeling. And already on a trip, you always, you know, kind of, sorry. So you already get kind of that bloatedness from being on a trip and not being able to get out of the car and all that. So I didn't want to make it worse. That being said, I think as far as like bloated goes, I am going to try to zero in on like less cheese and less dairy in my diet. And if I do have the dairy, I'm going to be using lactates again, because I hadn't realized it, but I was finding every excuse. Oh, this is bothering me, that's bothering me. But when I went without dairy for a few days at all, and then I had dairy, I had like pizza or something, the bloatedness was so bad. My guts didn't stop hurting for like 24 hours. And the bloatedness, I just felt like I was getting what I call basketball belly again, where it just gets really distended. And it's very, very uncomfortable, and I have a lot of gas, and it's miserable. And I think I've been testing it, and it happens whenever I have dairy. So I've started taking lactate, like if I put a piece of cheese in my sandwich or something. And but that really kind of bothers me, because I do like to have yogurt on occasion, although I don't think yogurt bothers me as bad. I don't know, I'll have to try it. I'll still take a lactate. I just don't, it can be very painful. And it wasn't like that for a while. You know, I had it was like that before for a while, years ago, and then it seemed like it subsided. It wasn't quite so bad, and now it's back again, where it just feels like it's horrible. I'm having, you know, some real reactions to it. So in any case, that's the way that goes. So dairy is going to be a lot less or out of my diet, and I kind of wonder what that's going to do to finding alternatives for dairy. But there's other things you can do, I know. Whoop, this is really dark. This might be hurting your eyes. This is Mr. Huckleby, and believe it or not, his middle name is Tuna, Huckleby Tuna. It's a long story, but that's his name, and he is a love bug. I've got Sugar Bear over here, and Ferris over there, and Misty's out there running around somewhere. All right, guys, that is it for tonight. I just wanted to update you on how this week went and where I was in my health journey. So I'm very happy, down 3 pounds, and I get a little more lactose intolerant, but that's okay. But I'm just gonna keep on keeping on. All right, have a wonderful night, and I'll see you in the next video. We also found a large lake to walk around while we were out there in Sparks, Nevada, and it was just so beautiful.